Jenna Rollins gives a brilliant performance.
As Gloria, and she was nominated as Best Actress for it by the Academy in this John Cassavetes film called Gloria, which came out in 1980, and which also turns out to be the first genuinely great film of this turbulent decade. Cassavetes' most accessible picture as a director, it's a tight and terrifying suspense thriller shot entirely in New York about a mob murder that kills a whole family, leaving only a marked little 6-year-old boy in the care of a woman with the mob in her own dark past.
What you gonna do? Shoot a 6-year-old Puerto Rican kid on the street?
Like The Killers or The Dirty Dozen or Rosemary's Baby, films John played in over the last 25 years mainly in order to finance his own independent and iconoclastic pictures. Cassavetes, the director, has made a few films within the system. In fact, Gloria is one of them. But for most of his career, he has been unquestionably the most dazzling, maverick American picture maker since Orson Welles, and the most subtly influential. In much of Europe, for example, he is critically our most respected living director. Gloria isn't perhaps typical in plot for a Cassavetes film. His other, often deeply tragic dramas about the death or the dying of the middle-class American dream are usually of an inner violence. In Gloria, this emotional explosiveness becomes sometimes quite externalized. But it's the writing, acting, directing of the intimate scenes that gives Cassavetes' pictures their unique, amazing sense of reality, their poetic view of humanity, something like an American Renoir, with a wonderfully evoked performance here by 6-year-old John Adamus.
But this is a little gruesome.
No. You always gotta say goodbye. You can't beat the system.
What's the system?
System? I don't know.
Saying, how do you know you can't beat it?
At the same time, Cassavetes often quietly mocks the conventions of a movie mob melodrama by having the toughest role played by a woman.
Okay. Here it is. Don't be scared. I got my gun. It's nothing for me to blow someone's brains out, believe me. I just hope it's someone I know.
He also creates a modern nightmare of a haunted, cursed aspect of American city life, a kind of cautionary fable. Now, the next film Cassavetes made was an even bleaker image, Love Streams, released in 1984. The picture, based on a play by co-screenwriter Ted Allen, again stars Jenna Rollins as a divorced middle-class wife on the edge of a nervous breakdown, and also John Cassavetes himself as her brother, whose own breakdown is perhaps more internal, but also more destructive. His sister feels too much, but he feels too little.
Love is a stream. It's continuous. It doesn't stop.
Mr. Harmon?
Don't call me Mr. Harmon. You understand? That's insulting. I know it, and you know it.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm your father. Let's go.
In their common misery, the sister moves in with the brother, and the playing between Rollins and Cassavetes, who in real life have been husband and wife for more than 3 decades, achieves a familial intimacy that's rare in pictures.
Yeah, well, life is a series of suicides, divorces, promises broken, children smashed, whatever. You ought to go to sleep.
I'm not sleepy. I mean, it's only about 9 o'clock.
I know.
In the story, again, the brother walks away from emotional problems until it's too late, while the sister walks directly into them, even though it may already be too late.
We're both pretty screwed up. But I really think he's in more trouble than I am.
Love Streams, which won the grand prize, the Golden Bear, at the Berlin Film Festival, is probably the most intense, uncompromisingly tragic view of the fall of the modern American family that's yet been put on the screen. And it's certainly the darkest vision in Cassavetes' work of a society which has lost its bearings, is out of control.